Welcome to Practice Time with Jamie.
And Amy.
I'm Jamie. I am a family therapist in Philadelphia and part of the Sentio team. And I'm wearing a super cool shirt today. It is a picture of Sigmund Freud. He's pink. I'm not sure if you can tell. And it says Pink Freud. And I am with my fantastic co-host, Amy.
Who indulges you so. I'm Amy. I'm a relational therapist, also in Philadelphia. My shirt is not fun or psychologically based, but here we are.
Here we are. Today we are sticking with motivational interviewing. This is our final video on motivational interviewing. And today we'll be looking at double-sided reflections. Amy, any thoughts on double-sided reflections before we take a look at the criteria?
So my brief understanding of the skill is that in motivational interviewing, we're looking for sustained talk, which is sustaining whatever behavior or feeling the client has, versus change talk, which is motivated for change and movement. And so I think the double-sidedness of this is reflecting the sustain and reflecting the change talk.
Well said. The double-sidedness. Yes. So checking out the criteria, that aligns really well with criteria 1. So we see for criteria 1, the clinician replies to the client with a double-sided reflection by first reflecting the sustained talk, followed by a reflection of client change talk. Criteria 2, the sustained talk and change talk are linked with the word and. Criteria 3, avoid using the word but. Amy, would you do me the honors of being my therapist today?
Yes, I will.
Great. Let's ask Pink Freud if he's okay with that. I think he's good.
Let's start.
I'll button this up so he doesn't overstep. He's just so, his therapist guru ego is like so loud. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. My primary care provider told me I should be careful about how much cannabis I'm using, and she said it could be causing my sleep problems. It's how I unwind though, and I look forward to it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I hear that using cannabis makes you feel, it's the way that you unwind and you enjoy that, and that you're hearing from your doctor that it may be creating some problems for you.
Awesome. And when we look at the criteria, for criteria 1 especially, the clinician replies to the client with a double-sided reflection. First with the sustained talk, definitely heard you use that sustained talk with me first, reflecting that back to me. And followed by a reflection of the change talk, right? And that was the part about my primary care doctor saying that it may be contributing to my sleep problems. So that was awesome job meeting criteria 1. Criteria 2, using the word, linking the 2 with the word and. I'm pretty certain that you did that, meeting criteria 2. And criteria 3, I did not hear you use the word but anywhere in there too. So met all 3 criteria on that one. First go around. How did that feel for you?
Good. I like the criteria here because it feels like pretty straightforward. I think I'm ready for another one.
Here's a good one for you, Ames. I'm drinking way too much caffeine and it's starting to mess up my sleep. I drink it to stay awake throughout the day, but then I can't sleep at night. And I know I function better with a full night of sleep.
You're going to have to run that one past me again. I was not listening to you because I was like, do not come for my coffee.
All right, we'll try this one again. I'm drinking way too much caffeine and it's starting to mess up my sleep. I drink it to stay awake throughout the day, but then I can't sleep at night. And I know I function better with a full night of sleep.
Yeah. I hear you're drinking a lot of caffeine in order to stay awake throughout the day, and that you're noticing you're drinking too much of it and it's keeping you up at night.
Yes. Wow, like these feel really natural for you. Let's check out the criteria. Criteria 1, using that double-sided reflection, first reflecting the sustained talk, then reflecting the client change talk. Definitely met that criteria. Criteria 2, you definitely linked the sustained talk and the change talk with the word and I did not hear you use the word but anywhere in there. So again, meeting all 3 criteria on the first try. How did that feel?
Good, but I'm down to try it again.
Okay. I'm drinking way too much caffeine and it's starting to mess up my sleep. I drink it to stay awake throughout the day, but then I can't sleep at night. And I know I function better with a full night of sleep.
Yeah, I'm hearing that you are drinking a lot of caffeine to stay awake throughout the day. And you're noticing how it may be keeping you up at night, and that doesn't help you function if you don't have a full night of sleep.
Good. How did that one feel?
A little rambly, but I was trying to pay attention to like other parts of the statement.
So you were like trying to like mix it up a little bit in that one. Okay. Looking at the criteria, I still heard you meet criteria 1 in that. You linked your reflection of my sustained talk and my client change talk with the word and you did not use the word but. So again, you met all 3 criteria in that response. So are you ready to move on to another one?
Yep.
Cool. I'm not sure anyone understands how much I'm suffering with this back pain. I want to feel better, but everyone is so focused on my meds and not how I feel.
Yeah, I hear that you feel like people don't really understand the pain you're experiencing, and that you want to feel better, that you want to feel better.
This was a tough one.
It was really tough.
So I picked this one, I mean, because you were breezing through the other 2. So I picked this one because for me, when I was reading it, it seemed like the change talk was a little ambiguous. Like I couldn't quite, like the sustained part, like that's the part you got pretty easily, which is this, like they're taking medication because they're suffering, they're in pain. And the change talk was harder to find. I think the implication is that that everyone is concerned about how much pain medication they may be taking. That's, I think, what is implied by this second sentence, this I want to feel better, but everyone is focused on my meds and not how I feel. That's my interpretation of it. Could totally be wrong. So would you want to try that one again or check the example response?
Let's try it again. It felt hard to exactly pick out the change talk, so let's run it again.
Okay. I'm not sure anyone understands how much I'm suffering with this back pain. I want to feel better, but everyone is so focused on my meds and not how I feel.
Yeah. I hear that you feel like people are really focused on medication instead of how you're feeling. And I really hear that you want to feel better.
How did that one feel?
I think I met criteria, but it still felt a little ambiguous of which one was the change and which one was the sustained talk.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like I heard you meet criteria 2 and 3, you used and didn't have any buts in there. I'm a little confused as to whether or not that met criteria 1.
Let's check the example response. And why don't you read the statement and I'll read the example response.
Good thinking. I'm not sure anyone understands how much I'm suffering with this back pain. I want to feel better, but everyone is so focused on my meds and not how I feel.
And the example response says, your back pain has caused you a lot of suffering and you really want to feel better. Okay.
Okay.
I think I think my response met it because I
Yeah.
got around you want to feel better. But I do think that with these statements that are a little less clear, it's hard to like differentiate.
Yeah, I agree. After checking out that example response, I feel more confident that you met criteria 1 in your response that you gave. But yeah, this one was a little more muddled as opposed to like the client providing very clear sustained talk and very clear change talk. So required like maybe a little more deciphering on the part of the therapist.
I'm down if you want to try another hard one.
Okay. I'm not sure why I'm even here. Everyone tells me I'm depressed and need help. It's not like you can wave a magic wand and make me feel better.
Yeah, I hear that you're not really sure how this can help. And I hear that you do want to feel better, or there's a hope of feeling better.
Awesome. Checking the criteria. You did a great job hitting me with a double-sided reflection, sustained talk and change talk. You linked those two with an and you did not use the word but. So great job being all 3 criteria on that more advanced response. How did that feel?
Good and hard. I think I met criteria and it felt hard as I was doing it.
All right. Would you like to give that one another try? Okay. I'm not sure why I'm even here. Everyone tells me I'm depressed and need help. It's not like you can wave a magic wand and make me feel better.
Yeah. I hear, Jamie, that you don't know if this can help. And I think you're here because you do want to feel better.
Awesome. You reflected my sustained talk of just like me having doubt that this would help. Reflected my change talk which was the fact that I do want to feel better. Linked the 2 with an and didn't use the word but. So that was an awesome job meeting all 3 criteria. How did it feel to be the therapist for this double-sided reflections exercise in motivational interviewing?
I actually really liked this skill because it felt really clear and concise, which I am often not. It wasn't easy, like you could see the harder statements I had trouble with. But, when clients are ambivalent or, they're not committed to change or wherever they are, I like this because you can meet them where they are, right? I hear this is sustained talk. And I'm also hearing this other part of you. I think that we don't want to fight against our clients, right? And we don't want to live in the not change with them.
And like the stuck point, right? Like our clients reach stuck points often. It's fairly common.
Yes, that is the word.
Stuck point. I what did you say? Live in the not change. That works too.
Not change.
Oh, what's that? Oh, Pink Floyd said it also worked, just in case you were wondering.
We need to do some motivational interviewing on you and your relationship with Freud today. Oh my goodness.
So yes, to your point, it like the reflecting the sustained talk kind of like validates the client's experience. Like, yeah, we hear you, we hear where you're at. And then linking it with the and saying it's like, and I can also hear this underlying desire for change somewhere in there. So I think that this is also very helpful, again, to address those stuck points / like not change points that we may encounter in our therapeutic relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, great job being my therapist today.
Thank you. Thank you. And Mr. Freud over there. We will see you next time for more practice time.